coverage you can count on. KOMU 8 News starts now.
Today I stand before the United Nations General Assembly to share the extraordinary progress we've made.
That address from President Trump today has drawn blank stares, head shakes, and even laughter from wary world leaders. Good afternoon, Mid-Missouri, and welcome to KOMU 8 News at noon. I'm Monica Harkins. Trump has long claimed that his predecessor's weak leadership prompted other nations to laugh at the U.S. Some in the audience also crumbled during Trump's remarks when he said, quote, "We reject the ideology of globalism and criticize nations such as Germany for agreeing to an oil pipeline with Russia."
America's so true. Didn't expect that reaction, but that's okay.
Trump says he asked Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to take a hard look at U.S. foreign assistance. He says the U.S. is the world's largest donor of foreign aid, but, quote, "few give anything to us." In your local news, Governor Mike Parson says state tax credits for low-income housing won't be issued until lawmakers revamp the program. Parson says he will still consider voting for federal low-income housing tax credits, but won't support state tax credits. Parson is among the members of the Missouri Housing Development Commission who vote on how much, if any, low-income housing tax credits are awarded to subsidize affordable housing. Critics, including former Governor Eric Greitens, have said the tax credits are inefficient. A K-9 unit in Marys County found a large amount of drugs in a truck caught speeding earlier this morning. Deputies stopped Brandon Williams for speeding, failing to maintain the right half of the road, and his trailer's taillights were out. While searching Williams' vehicle, K-9 Rico found a large amount of meth, prescription medication, marijuana, and items related to the distribution and use of controlled substances. Williams is a convicted felon and is on parole for abuse or neglect of a child and distribution of a controlled substance. He's being held at the Marys County Jail and charges are pending. Changes could be coming to Jefferson City's bus routes, and today the public will get to have their opinion heard in an open house. It will take place at 2:30 at the Jefferson City Hall. The system currently serves just under 300,000 riders each year. Today the city has an opportunity to let riders share their thoughts on the proposed changes. Transit President Mark Maymert says they're trying to better serve areas with high ridership.
It's just kind of around the edges, moving some resources from one point to another. It's not serving a certain area of the city. That's not the case at all. We'll still be serving all areas of the city.
Maymert also said the areas they're moving away from will still be within walking distance of new proposed bus stops. This year, the Roots and Blues Barbecue Festival is giving people the opportunity to enjoy the music a few days early. Thumper Productions is holding multiple pre-festival events throughout the week. All of these additional events are free to the public. One representative from the festival says these events are what make the festival a little bit different this year.
We think ultimately this whole festival week makes for a better festival experience. That, hopefully we bring in more people that were going to just come in for the weekend. They come in early.
Representative from the Columbia Convention and Visitors Bureau says these extra events could be good for tourism in Columbia. A third woman is now accusing Supreme Court nominee Judge Brett Kavanaugh of sexual misconduct. Kavanaugh denying all 3 allegations on national television, insisting he'll fight for a fair hearing. That hearing is set for Thursday. NBC's Tracy Potts reports.
I'm not going anywhere.
Judge Brett Kavanaugh on Fox last night with his wife emphatically denying 3 allegations of sexual misconduct.
I've never sexually assaulted anyone, not in high school, not ever.
He's set to appear at a hearing Thursday with Dr. Christine Blasey Ford. She claims Kavanaugh attacked her at a house party in high school. A second woman, Deborah Ramirez, tells The New Yorker Kavanaugh exposed himself in college.
We have someone on the record who remembers him, who describes him as often incoherently intoxicated.
Now an attorney says he represents a third Kavanaugh accuser who will go public before the hearing.
We've asked the committee to allow her to testify. We've asked the committee to turn this over to the FBI.
President Trump is standing by his nominee, blaming Democrats for false accusations.
This is a fine man, and we certainly hope he's going to be confirmed, and quickly.
Republicans are promising a quick vote.
And it's not untypical for our friends on the other side to pull that kind of crap.
I think this is exactly why victims of sexual assault and abuse for decades have hesitated to come forward.
Thursday's hearing, a chance for Ford to tell her story, a chance for Kavanaugh to clear his name.
That was NBC's Tracy Potts reporting. Dr. Christine Blasey Ford's attorney says they are still working out details of Thursday's hearing. A group of people protested in the halls of the U.S. Senate office building this morning against confirming Brett Kavanaugh for the Supreme Court. The protesters were outside the office of Alaska Senator Dan Sullivan, chanting about various issues. The demonstrators seemed to be protesting Judge Kavanaugh's record on those issues. Several arrests were made. After a long weekend spent wondering if he should resign or would be fired, Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein still has his job for now. President Trump will meet with Rosenstein on Thursday. The announcement comes after speculation the Deputy Attorney General would be fired during a White House visit yesterday. The New York Times recently reported Rosenstein secretly discussed recording President Trump and invoking the 25th Amendment to remove him from office, which Rosenstein denies. In world news, Pope Francis says young people around the world are right to feel outraged at the Roman Catholic Church handling of its sexual abuse scandals. The Pope, who is wrapping up a 4-day trip to the Baltics, has come under fire from victims groups and other members of the church. They say he has not done enough to hold bishops accountable for mishandling or covering up abuse cases. Pope Francis spoke in Estonia today, hours before the Catholic Church in Germany was due to present a report on its sexual abuse record. And Germany's Catholic Church is apologizing to thousands of sexual abuse victims. In the report released today, German researchers studied Catholic Church personnel files for a 70-year period. They found there may have been more than 3,700 victims of abuse. An expert said that number was only the tip of the iceberg. The study included cases involving more than 1,600 members of the clergy. German Cardinal Reinhard Marx said the church ignored and denied the problem for too long. And in more international stories, the World Health Organization is warning about a possible Ebola perfect storm developing in Congo, Central Africa. WHO's head of emergency response says the Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo could deteriorate rapidly. He says factors including attacks by armed groups, community resistance, and the geographic spread of the disease. At least 100 people have died in the outbreak, and more than 11,000 people have been vaccinated.
We will not yet consider the need to evacuate, but we are developing a range of contingency plans to see where our staff are best located or relocated in order to be safe while we continue to respond.
In the midst of the outbreak, the World Health Organization reports the weekly number of new cases has fallen from about 40 to 10 in the past few weeks. Authorities in Greece using a new way to police tax evasion. Tax authorities used surveillance drones for the first time to spot violations on Santorini, where tourists were allegedly being taken on boat tours without being issued with receipts. Greece's Independent Authority for Public Revenue said yesterday that one-day operation last week involved surveillance of 9 tour boats. The violations recorded in a follow-up inspection were worth about $30,000 in lost revenue. All right, moving on to a maybe spotty day. Let's see, Tim, what's the weather doing?
Yeah, right now we are tracking a chance for some showers and maybe even some thunderstorms for later today. This cold front's going to be all about ushering in back some autumn-like weather. If you like some of that weather we had over the weekend where we had some temperatures that were in the 40s and low 50s, it's coming back tomorrow. We're going to need jackets on the way out the door tomorrow morning. All the details here in a few minutes.
And you're taking a live look over downtown Columbia. KOMU 8 News at noon will be back after this.
Track storms wherever you are. Download the free KOMU 8 Weather and Traffic app. Brought to you by University Subaru. Count on KOMU 8 News Smart Decision 2018 election coverage. Fact-checking claims and holding the powerful accountable.
Fact-checked ads from both sides.
Controversial claims and ads are sweeping the airwaves.
Find this claim false.
Bringing you in-depth analysis before you vote in November and helping you make a smart decision on the issues that impact you and your family. On air at KOMU.com and on the KOMU 8 News app. KOMU 8 News and Smart Decision 2018. Election coverage you can count on.
Spencer James, Billy Baker, varsity coach, Beverly High. I need you to come play for me.
I want a life better than the one I've been living.
I'm asking you to play for something bigger.
Because when you do, you'll be unstoppable.
That's all you got.
You've got your books, laptop, and supplies ready to start school, but what about your car? No worries, just take it to Lee's. Lee's Tire Company will get you ready for fall with $10 off an oil change, plus a free 21-point inspection. Whether you're getting ready for the carpool or heading off to college, for all your automotive needs, see Lee's.
Lee's Tire Company is round for you. Ooh, see Lee's.
Don't miss the Veterans Day 5K on Sunday, November 11th. All proceeds support Veterans Health Research. Register or sponsor a veteran at veteransfivek.org.
Jacobs Cave is having their annual fall swap meet October 4th through the 7th. Bring your small animals, crafts, and collectibles. Buy, sell, trade, or just look around. Located between Versailles and Gravois Mills and Highway TT. Visit jacobscave.com for all the information.
If you've been seriously injured in an accident, visit lawmissouri.com.
This First Alert weather forecast is brought to you by Carpet Values.
All right, welcome back. Your SunSense number, which is brought to you by Despain KC Dermatology Center, is 5 for this afternoon. Lots of sunshine to get through today, but also a lot of clouds still to go, and eventually some of those clouds might lead to some precipitation. Right now, it's mostly cloudy over at the Columbia Regional Airport. Dew point number sitting in the mid to upper 60s. Still is a little muggy outside, and once you factor in the temperature and the moisture ratio, it's 80 outside. Feels like 82 currently, though, but that south wind is starting to pick up, and that's ahead of a cold front that will move through the state later today. Most of us already around 80 to 81. Some of these numbers could get a little warmer than that here this afternoon. Precipcast showing some of that rain moving in eventually. The satellite and radar right now here through the noon hour, lots of clouds popping up, big, thick cumulus clouds all throughout the state. Eventually, some of this rain is going to start to develop and move into central Missouri. Here's where that cold front is currently. It's out over parts of eastern Iowa and dropping back into northwestern Missouri. This is not a great setup for rainfall. Unfortunately, the precipitation is going to linger behind this front as it sweeps in through the state. So the sinking of this front and the precipitation, not perfect, but hey, a couple of these showers are going to be possible here throughout the afternoon. Here's a look at our rain timeline through the rest of today. It's around a 20% chance for rain to start developing around the 2 o'clock hour. I think that best chance for rain for Columbia comes around 5 or 6 o'clock. That comes at a 40% chance around the 4 to 6 o'clock hour. Then into the early part of the evening, you'll start to notice those chances drop, and a lot of the rain just starts to break apart as the system, again, not real well organized. And as we head into the later part of this evening, it looks like our chances drop below slight standards here for us in mid-Missouri. Here's how it all happens. Precipcast showing some of this developing rain here in central Missouri through the 2 to 3 o'clock hour. I think these are spotty showers at best. Not everybody sees rain this afternoon. The bulk of that activity holds off until about 5 or 6 o'clock into the evening. And I think the heaviest rainfall is going to be over southern Missouri. Let's watch for that as this front continues to move through. It's between 6 and 10 o'clock looks to be the main rain time frame for central and southern Missouri. After the 10 o'clock hour, those clouds get out of here. Tomorrow morning, chilly weather starts to set up for us. we're talking about some temperatures that are going to be a little bit uncomfortable for some. Now, most of us are in the 70s and 80s today. Again, this rain setup is not perfect for us in central Missouri. This front is all about cooler weather moving in and a repeat of that weekend weather that we just had. Most of us tomorrow will be in the 60s and 70s. That feel like temperature in tomorrow morning, already the wind chills looking like we're going to be anywhere from about 45 to 47 degrees for wind chills on not only tomorrow morning for Wednesday, but also into Thursday morning. A couple of very chilly mornings up ahead. Keep in mind that rain forecast, it's not done just yet. Outside of this chance for rain today, couple of opportunities for a little hit or miss showers Wednesday and for Friday. There is a chance right now for some rain to pop up in this forecast on Saturday and Sunday. I keep that on a very slight chance for rain, around 10 to 20% chances, but it does look like we have some opportunities coming up not only this weekend, but also into early next week. Your forecast for today, tracking that chance for some showers and thunderstorms. I think those mainly develop after the 3 o'clock hour over parts of northwestern Missouri, and then eventually as those storms get to Columbia, that'll be around 5 to 6 o'clock late this afternoon and early this evening. Once the storms pass on by, it gets breezy outside. Temperatures will quickly start to drop. I think our evening temperatures will be in the 60s with a morning low temperature down near 48. And then as we go through the rest of this week, a little cooler weather here for us. 66 degrees on Wednesday, 73 on Thursday, 75 on Friday. As we head into the weekend, Roots and Blues this weekend, it's going to be in the upper 70s to low 80s with spot chances for rain even into early next week. Let's take a live look now over mid-Missouri. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
When you're looking for new flooring, you need to check out Carpet Values in Kingdom City. The Midwest's largest Mill Direct wholesale flooring superstore is throwing a giant store-wide inventory reduction sale. More than just carpet. Save on all types of flooring, including hardwood, laminate, tile, waterproof luxury vinyl, and plank, plus a huge selection of area rugs. All at 100% first quality and backed by the manufacturer. Take it home today or have us install it for you. Just bring in the measurements. So come into Carpet Values in Kingdom City. Huge inventory, low prices.
Jefferson City is full of career politicians just climbing the ladder, using one office to get another.
Who's Josh Hawley trying to fool? Just months after being elected Attorney General, Hawley began running for U.S. Senate, climbing the ladder on your back, taking huge contributions from the insurance industry, and filing a lawsuit that removes protections for people with pre-existing conditions. Golden Boy Josh Hawley. He thinks he can get away with anything. Majority Forward is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Hi. Hi. Do your dentures come with a guarantee?
Oh, no, dentures don't. But this thing did. Melts away love handles or your money back.
I'll be right with you.
Okay, let's try something new.
Hi.
Hi.
Do your dentures come with a money-back guarantee?
Absolutely.
Did you hear that?
They already know.
At Aspen Dental, we're a different kind of dentist, with dentures starting at $3.99 per arch and a money-back guarantee. Schedule online or call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL.
Savvy gardeners know that planting in the fall can give your new plants a head start on growth. And Callaway Fields has all your fall planting needs. Whether it's mums, perennials, shrubs, or over 150 trees to choose from, you can find it all at Callaway Fields. Shop the wide variety of succulents and gift items, too. Visit their new location in Mexico at 1201 South Elmwood Drive. Callaway Fields. Beauty can be bought.
It's Judgment Day for Bill Cosby. 5 months after a jury found the entertainer guilty of 3 counts of indecent assault, today a judge in Pennsylvania will decide his fate. As NBC's Jay Gray reports, a judge already declared Cosby a, quote, sexually violent predator.
It is Reckoning Day for Bill Cosby. Once affectionately known as America's Dad, the entertainer is now a convicted sex offender who faces the possibility of 5 to 10 years behind bars. Yesterday, his voice quivering and eyes filling with tears, prosecutor Kevin Steele urges the judge to apply that maximum sentence, saying Cosby has shown no remorse and that nobody is above the law, nobody. During a brief victim impact statement, Cosby's accuser, Andrea Constand, says, "All I'm asking for is justice as the court sees fit." And some observers wonder if that justice could be influenced by factors outside the courtroom.
Judges are supposed to be impartial when they sentence. That being said, it's impossible to think that judges are not aware of the Me Too movement.
The defense team stressing public pressure should not influence the decision, arguing Cosby should be placed under house arrest, telling the judge an 81-year-old blind man is not self-sufficient and that Cosby wouldn't survive behind bars. His lawyers have also made it clear, regardless of the sentence, they plan to file an appeal. Jay Gray, NBC News, Norristown, Pennsylvania.
As a sexually violent predator, Cosby will have to undergo monthly counseling for the rest of his life and report quarterly to authorities. Also, his name will appear on a sex offender registry sent to neighbors, schools, and victims. His sentencing should come out this afternoon. And we'll be back after this break.
A lot can happen in a day. So when you're ready to know more than just what's happening, we'll bring you the voices who can tell you why.
This is All Things Considered.
Listen every afternoon.
Claire McCaskill understands the threats to our border.
A leader dedicated to keeping our country strong and safe.
Those ads against McCaskill on immigration just aren't true. She was one of only 4 Democrats to vote to end sanctuary cities.
Votes to strengthen and secure our border.
We endorse President Trump and Claire McCaskill because of their records on border security.
Take it from us.
No senator is tougher on securing the border than Claire McCaskill.
I'm Claire McCaskill, and I approve this message.
Across the country, we walk, carrying flowers that signify why we want to end Alzheimer's disease. But what if, one day, there was a white flower for Alzheimer's first survivor? What if there were millions of them? Join us for the Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's. Register today at alz.org/walk.
Need help with your hearing? It's more than just buying hearing aids.
Thousands of people have mail-order hearing aids sitting in drawers.
Jones Beltone does a complete test of your hearing and understanding.
You'll know the extent of your hearing loss and how much improvement to expect.
Follow-up care is essential for better hearing.
Our specialists have well-equipped labs to keep your hearing aids working the way they should.
If you want to hear better,
call Jones Beltone.
What changed while you were sleeping? What happened since the last time you ate breakfast? Our world is changing every minute, and we'll be there every morning to keep you on top of it.
You're listening to Morning Edition from NPR News.
Listen every weekday.
A teacher is out of a job in Florida for giving a 0 to students who didn't do their work. At her former workplace, the lowest possible grade students can get is 50%. Amy Lippman reports.
Years of teaching, I have so much stuff.
Motivation, inspiration. That's what Diane Tirado strives to provide her students as a longtime teacher.
Teaching is a calling for me.
So she thought the same when she started teaching 8th grade history at Westgate in Port St. Lucie last month.
I had so much fun decorating my room.
But then she assigned this Explore Notebook project.
This is what I gave weeks for.
When several students didn't turn it in, Tirado found out about what she says is the school's no-zero policy, reflected here in the student and parent handbook.
But what if they don't turn anything in? Well, we give them a 50, I go, oh, no, we don't.
We spoke to a parent at the school about what he thinks.
You don't know what's going on at home, and what you see is front level. Because if my son blatantly chooses not to do it, he knows he's got an issue. Ain't that right?
Tirado was terminated on September 14th, but there's no cause mentioned in the letter from the principal since she was still in her probationary period. On her last day, she wrote this message to her students on her whiteboard before she left and sent out a picture of it through a class app. Her students responded.
You are right about not giving people 50s.
And then she posted it on Facebook. It's now been shared more than 400 times.
A grade in Ms. Tirado's class is earned.
Tirado hopes this time she motivates policy change.
I'm so upset. We have a nation of kids that are expecting to get paid and live a life just for showing up, and it's not real.
After Diane Tirado's experience at Westgate, the Florida teacher is now hoping that this policy will change. And now we're going to go to your red carpet report.
Good afternoon, Mid-Missouri. I'm Samantha Bowers with today's red carpet report. It's the end of an era for singer Celine Dion. Dionne announced her Vegas residency will end on June 8, 2019. The singer has performed at the Coliseum for 15 years, totaling 1,089 shows in front of 4.5 million fans. Dionne says she has mixed emotions about her final months at the Coliseum. Tickets for her last 28 Vegas performances go on sale this Friday. Bill Cosby will have one final chance to make his case in court today. A Pennsylvania judge will decide Cosby's sentence on 3 counts of aggravated sexual assault. The judge will rule whether or not Cosby should be considered a sexually violent predator for the 2004 assaults of Andrea Constant. The ruling would require Cosby to register with state police and attend sex offender counseling for life. Cosby could be taken into custody immediately following the judge's decision. This may make you take a second look. A rare 2-headed copperhead snake was found in a backyard in Woodbridge, Virginia. National Geographic says 2-headed snakes develop the same way as conjoined twins. The Virginia Wildlife Management and Control shared a video on social media of the phenomenon. The snake is not currently available for public viewing, but may eventually be put in an educational facility. And that's it for today's Red Carpet Report.
Missing teeth? Tired of dentures? We can help. Call now to receive custom dental implants at half the cost. Financing is available and your consultation is free. Call Huntline Dental Group now, 750-4640, because we love to see you smile.
For over 60 years, the Jennings family has been all about premium meats. From burgers to brisket, chops to cutlets, roast to ribs, sausage to steaks, and all the bacon you could want along the way. Jennings Premium Meats. For every barbecue, picnic, or dinner with the family. Call and order one of our meat packs today for your Labor Day weekend, or stop by our shop in historic downtown New Franklin and pick up tonight's dinner. Jennings Premium Meats. Fresh cuts, well-seasoned service.
The EPA's listed indoor air quality as one of the top 5 environmental concerns of our time. Over 50 million people have allergies. I'm Doug Wallace with All Weather. We have low-cost, highly effective, amazing products for enhancing indoor air quality, removing allergens, controlling humidity, destroying things like staph, E. coli, and airborne mold spores. Isn't it time your family breathed healthy indoor air? When you're ready, we'll be here. That's All Weather. We fix stuff. No surprises here.
We were struck by a drunk driver, rear-end collision. I ended up having surgery 5 days later. Well, the great thing about Harper, Evans, Wade, and Nettemeyer is that they were very driven in results. Jill was very effective and very aggressive about getting what I needed out of the situation, and I'm just glad that everything just got settled the way it did. And I think with all of them combined together, it just made the best team for my case. I definitely got the results that I needed.
Missing teeth? Tired of dentures? Meet the doctors at Huntline Dental Group. With custom implant placement at half the cost. Call now to set up your free consultation. 573-750-4640. Because we love to see you smile.
Now here's a look at what we're following for KOMU 8 News First at 5. The Missouri voter ID trial is on its second day, and the witnesses and experts are saying the current laws are making voting difficult for Missourians. The arguments continue tonight at 5.
Yeah, we still have that chance for storms later this afternoon. I think a lot of that thunderstorm activity is going to hold off until after about the 3 o'clock hour, and then more storms really start to pick up in their coverage here through the later part of the day. We're going to give you about a 40% chance for rain into the 5 and 6 o'clock hour, and then that rain should taper out of Columbia and move down to the south. Get ready for some chilly weather into tomorrow morning. Temperatures out the door will be in the upper 40s, but wind chills will be around 45. Hopefully you have the jacket ready. You'll need it by tomorrow. 81 the afternoon high temperature, 65 this evening, and the quick drop off in temperatures tonight keep us in the 60s for highs on Wednesday, 73 on Thursday. Should hopefully be dry for Roots and Blues here over the weekend. We give it about a 20% chance right now for some spotty rain.
Well, there we go. Getting a little chilly, but we can keep up with it here in Missouri. That's our time for today. Thanks everyone for joining us.
On air, online, on Facebook, on Twitter, on the News app, and the Weather app. KOMU 8 News. Coverage you can count on.